First off, Roberto, congratulations and welcome to Cooperstown.
Well, thank you. It's an honor to be selected to the Hall of Fame.
First, I want to talk to you about your childhood. You were born into baseball. Your dad was with the White Sox the year you were born. Your older brother signed with the Padres. What was it like for you having a father and a brother who played Major League Baseball?
It was great. It was a great experience. Being with my dad in the big league ballparks almost all my life, and as a kid, I saw a lot of the great players play the game of baseball, and now me being selected to the Hall of Fame and seeing the same guys who are elected in the Hall of Fame that I watched when I was a kid. It is a treat for me.
Who were your baseball heroes in your youth growing up?
Well, my baseball hero it's always been my dad. My dad was been my hero, and Jose Cruz, who he played for the Houston Astros. He was a guy that I admired the way he played the game of baseball.
You received the call from Jack O'Connell less than 24 hours ago, more like 18 hours ago. What has the past day been like for you?
It's been all smiles. It's been a great experience. I had a lot of phone calls, a lot of my friends, families, and some of my teammates. It's been a great experience. It's something that I will never forget.
Recently, your brother Sandy was quoted as saying, "I hope he gets in. He deserves to get in." What does that mean to you, hearing your older brother say that?
Well, Sandy always had my back. Sandy's always been behind me 100%, the same way I am for him. This is not only a victory for me, for myself, it's also a victory for my family. We all excited, we all happy, and having a brother like him and getting the chance to play with him in different teams in the major leagues, it was a dream come true for me.
You ever visited the Hall of Fame?
No, never. It's gonna be the first time.
What does the Baseball Hall of Fame mean to you?
Well, it's mean the world to me. As a young kid, when I was playing the game of baseball, all I wanted to do was just play the game. I knew that I have a God-given talent, but being inducted to the Hall of Fame, being selected in this elite group of guys, ball players, is an amazing accomplishment. And it's been a lot of hard work, and I can't wait for that day. I cannot wait. It's going to be a special day for me.
You saw your dad play the game. You saw how difficult the game is. At what point in your career did you realize that you had the talent and the ability to play the game of baseball?
Well, soon I was 7 years old. That's all I wanted to do. All I wanted to do, I wanted to play baseball. I used to go to the major league ballpark, like I said before, and since I was a kid, I always wanted to be in baseball parks. So I knew that I had a God-given talent, and it was a gift.
You were drafted by the Padres, the same team that had drafted your older brother. Do you remember the day, and can you convey the feelings of hearing that you're now a Major League ball player? What did that mean to you?
Well, I was drafted by the Padres in 1985, and by Luis Rosa. He's a scout in Puerto Rico. And then it was a dream come true for me in the beginning to be a professional ball player. And after that, I got to the big league in '88 with the San Diego Padres. That was another dream come true. Especially, I remember that day that I got the phone call when I was in AAA in Las Vegas. And they called me to a room and say, "You are going to the big leagues." And I didn't know what to say. Then I went to the big leagues, and the first guy I faced, it was Nolan Ryan. And what an amazing accomplishment. I got my first hit against a Hall of Famer, Nolan Ryan, and it's a day that I will never forget.
You spent a few years honing your talents in the minor leagues, playing in Charleston, Reno, Wichita, Vegas. What are your memories of those seasons working your way through the minors?
Well, a lot of hard work. That's what I knew. A lot of buses, drive, long trips, a lot of tears, a lot of happiness. There's a lot of things when you play in the minor league. You have to be strong mentally. It's a lot of work. I remember all those work paid off in the end.
Yep, certainly did. After 3 seasons in San Diego, you were part of a huge trade that sent you and Joe Carter to the Toronto Blue Jays. Fred McGriff, Tony Fernandez then went to the Padres. Pat Gillick, the Toronto GM, said that you and Joe were the missing pieces of that puzzle, of that talented Blue Jays team. And Cito Gaston, the team manager, said the team would not win without you two. What was it like playing on that team at that time in Toronto?
Well, first of all, when I got traded to Toronto, I cannot believe it. I was in San Diego. I bought my first home. I was having a great time in San Diego, and when I got that phone call, I was surprised. But the first phone call I made it to my dad, and I asked my dad that, I just been traded, going to Toronto, and he said he gave me a great advice. He said, you are going to a great city, you're going to play for a great organization, for a great team, great manager, and you're gonna like it. And he was right. But Toronto Blue Jays, I played for the great team, great bunch of guys. We were like family, and Cito Gaston did a great job.
What does it mean to you to be going into the Hall of Fame with Pat Gillick, the guy who brought you to Toronto?
Oh, Pat Gillick meant a lot. It means a lot in my life. Pat Gillick as the one who gave me the opportunity to go to Toronto and play those 5 years there, and then he signed me for the Baltimore. He signed me with the Baltimore Orioles when I was in the free agency market, and I think he's one of the best general manager that I ever played for, and it will be an honor to be inducted in the Hall of Fame the same time he's going in.
Good. In 1992, the Blue Jays are having a great season. You find yourself in the ALCS facing the Oakland A's. You're at the plate, top of the 9th inning, down 2 against one of the most dominant closers of the day, Dennis Eckersley. You hit what many consider one of the most important hits in Toronto Blue Jay history. Do you recall that moment?
I recall that moment like it's today. It was the biggest hit of my career too. I believe it was a 2-2 count. A lot of shadows in the area on the field. I barely can see the ball, facing, to me, at the time, the best closer in the game. I was just looking for a pitch to drive. I wasn't trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark, but I got a pitch that I can hit, I can handle it, and I hit it out over the ballpark. So it was a great thrill.
All right, you won back-to-back World Series titles with the Blue Jays, and many Toronto baseball fans consider you the best player that's ever been associated with that team. What were those back-to-back winning seasons like for you in Toronto? Oh,
they were great. There was a great feeling. As a ball player, you always want to have that ring before you retire, and I'm so honored to have 2 of them. And we have great teams, we have great ball clubs, and we earned it.
After becoming a free agent, you landed in Baltimore, as you mentioned, after the '95 season, and you picked up right where you left off. Won Gold Gloves there, elected to the All-Star team. What were those years with the Orioles like for you, playing alongside guys like Cal Ripken, Eddie Murray, Mike Mussina, and others?
I loved it. I loved playing in Baltimore. Baltimore had great fans, great ballpark. I believe it's the best ballpark in Major League Baseball right now. I love the smell of the hot dogs. The people were great. They know the game of baseball. Playing beside, to me, one of the best shortstop in the game, Cal Ripken, and it was an honor to play with him and with Mike Mussina and so many talented ball players like Rafael Palmeiro. We had a great ball club there too.
You did. In '99, you then signed with the Indians, and you get to play alongside your brother. What was that experience like for the both of you?
Oh man, that was a great experience. It's an experience that you will never forget. Getting the chance to play with my brother Sandy in the same team, getting the chance to go to the playoff together. I wish we would have won a World Series together, but just to have that feeling, how it's to be with your brother in the same field, in the same Major League field, it was an honor, and it's an experience that we will never forget.
When you were in Cleveland, you had the opportunity to play with Omar Vizquel at shortstop. And many people call that one of the most balletic, almost choreographed double play combinations in baseball. What was that like?
Oh, it was fun to play with Omar. I think to me Omar is the best shortstop that I ever played for, that I played with. Omar is a talented ball player, and one day I will see him here in the Hall of Fame.
2001, you surpassed Ryan Sandberg when you won your 10th Gold Glove as a second baseman, and you still hold that record. What does that record mean to you?
You know, I was the kind of player that I never played for records. I have a lot of respect for all the second basemen. I admire all of them, especially Frank White, Ryan Sandberg, who, when I came up, I saw him play. And to me, just to have those 10 Gold Gloves, to be on top of the second baseman, it's a great feeling. But I have so many respect for all the other ones that I don't see myself like the best second baseman in the game.
Your list of career accomplishments is extensive, but is there any one particular thing of which you are most proud?
Well, there's a few things that I'm proud. You know, going to the All-Star game, my first All-Star game when my father was there as a coach. They invite my dad as a coach, and my brother was in the opposite team, in the American League, and I was in the National League. That was a proud moment, and you know, winning the World Series. I think I will never forget those days.
Do you think that this Hall of Fame status can now be shared with that entire country that is very proud of their heritage and proud of their baseball background?
This is a victory for the whole Puerto Rican people. My selection has put Puerto Rico together. I'm following Roberto Clemente's footsteps, Orlando Cepeda, who are selected already in the Hall of Fame. And this selection, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to the Puerto Rican people, and that's why I always let them know that if it wouldn't be, they're part of this, and I feel honored so that they deserve this, the Puerto Rican people.
Okay. In a recent interview, you were quoted as saying that getting elected to the Hall of Fame would be the greatest feeling in your life. From here on out, you will always be referred to as Hall of Famer Roberto Alomar. Does it have a nice ring to it?
I can still not believe it. You know, I remember Roberto Alomar, the young boy going through all the ballparks, big league ballpark, running around, shaking hands with Joe Morgan and the Ryan Sandbergs, all those guys that I watched play when I was a kid. And now, I still cannot believe. I don't know how to describe being. You know, I can't even say I cannot believe that I'm a Hall of Fame. It's special.